Welcome back to the last installment. Here we're going to go through number 81. A couple of things. First of all, key signature. E major, some of us aren't used to that. So watch your D sharps. Also, be aware that there is a significant misprint in this exercise. The bottom line, they did not put all the sharps in the engraving. It remains an E major throughout, so make sure that you adjust the key signature on the last line, and instead of allowing it to be in D major, which is 2 sharps, make it in E major, which is 4 sharps. The first problem that we have in this is the opening rhythm. We have the jagged rhythm. If we put the subdivision on this, let's get a little bit lower for right now, for practice purposes. So when we have this 8th, 16th rest, 16th note 8, that 16th note, comes halfway in between the clicks. 1, da, dee, da, da, dee, da. D. So everything moves very fast. It's sort of stagnant at the beginning, but then you get into these 16th notes coming up into and throughout that second line. Things get heated up in a hurry. I would say take it at least this slow, which is the dotted quarter is at 50. Maybe even a little slower, but for this purpose. Notice from the last exercise how I'm bringing out the 16th note so it sounds as strong as the long notes on either side. Now, starting right here, what I would do initially is just slur this passage. Get used to airflow, get used to the finger rhythm. What I will do to help me is buzz on the mouthpiece. And this is going to help establish my airflow too. Takes more air than I was thinking, so let's adjust that. Now, let's put it back and play that way now. 2, 3. Bump it back up to 60. Much better. Now, okay, so notice that I was slowing down there. Perfect opportunity to show you a nice exercise that I had used for flow. Flow exercising means just to get all the notes out with one airflow, one continuous airflow, all the notes on the same. This is a good exercise not only for finger development, but also nice rapid fire articulation, and finally the practice of getting all the notes on the same playing level. So I'm not reaching up and down, I'm thinking in, out with the air. Dee-da-dee-da-da. So what I will do, I will first play all the notes nice and even and slurring. Notice the end is ultra legato. I'll bring this over so you can see this exercise. This is the exercise with which I'm speaking. If you look, when we play the eighth notes, we slur them all. When we come out of the eighth notes, we keep the air moving and a nice legato tongue. At the end of the line, we take a breath, we keep the same tempo, we work with slurring air and as ultra connected tongue as possible so that we have this nice established airflow where when we have that quick legato tongue, there's an illusion that the wind is making that tongue reach back and reposition itself very quickly for the next note. So, now on this next exercise, I'm letting the air do the work of producing the upper notes. Notice that the upper notes are going to sound just a little bit stronger, so I'm blowing each of those notes further out, letting the air reach for them. So the whole exercise copy this down. This is a great exercise and one of the things I work even with my youngest students on. This rapid fire tongue is going to be so important in this next exercise. Knowing what we know now with this flow and pronunciation exercise, this we can use to help us with the negotiation of a couple of passages in here. For instance, what I was on. That was a nice, comfortable speed. We can go ahead and start taking it up gradually. Now, what you can do, should you elect to, on the end of the first measure in the second line. If you notice on the music that I have displayed on just the music portion, I have a TK over a couple of notes. That's an indication for me is that I wanted to begin a double tongue right there. Taga 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 da, or daga 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 da, whichever way seems a little disruptive. So I was really doing a mixture of single and double tonguing there. Whether you want to be adventuresome and do that, or just do single tongue, that's totally up to you. However, if you do not double tongue or triple tongue, I would encourage you to try to learn, because that's a needed and useful skill. It's not cheating in a way, and there are some times where one will sound better over the other, because we do have some eighth notes getting in to the third line. So we've been going keep the rhythm going. So forth. When we get into the last measure, going into the last line, when we have these sforzandi, treat them more like accents. I've been hearing some people really smack into these too much, and really it's like an accent. Don't forget the last note. Watch the stud revision. Ya da 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 off. Don't cut it off too short, and don't hold it for an indeterminate length. Allegro con fuoco means allegro with fire. But what's going to be the determining factor for your successful performance of this is how fast and agile are you going to be playing that second line. It's a little bit lower to get it really done cleanly. If this was up in the staff around G sharp, most people wouldn't have any problem. This is the getting into our really stuffy register. So we have to really be clean with this. So metronome work, slurring, work legato, use that pronunciation exercise, make sure that the key signature is fixed in this. You don't want to play D naturals in that last line. Again, it's been my pleasure to work in getting this clinic out to you. If you have any questions, please write me. If you look at our studio website, you can find how to do that. Thank you again, and the best of luck to you.